Good evening, Montgomery Catholic. Today is a very special day. We have a wonderful opportunity to honor the best and the brightest at Montgomery Catholic. Before we begin, I'd like to invite our Director of Faith Integration, Mr. Tom Riello, to open the ceremony with prayer.
Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. O good and gracious God, on this day in which we do celebrate incredible achievements of our students here at Montgomery Catholic, we thank you that you have given them to us so that we could participate in their formation as young men and women of faith, virtue, and wisdom, as we celebrate their academic and athletic accomplishments. Lord, we would ask that you would use everything that we do to bring honor and glory to your name and to bring about the salvation of their souls. We ask all this in the name of your Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with you in the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. Amen. In the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Mr. Riello. The school year has brought a fair share of challenges, but nonetheless, we perished and persisted. My goodness. We persisted and are proud to say that we had in-person learning all year. While we have been able to have our students at school, we are still unable to gather in large groups, which means evenings like tonight, we have to celebrate your hard-earned accomplishments virtually. You may notice one familiar face missing. Our president, Mr. Justin Costanza, is unable to be with us tonight. So I guess you're going to have to deal with me and Mrs. Baranko's face on your phone, tablet, or computer for the next little while. Tonight will be a mashup of some of our favorite events: Academic Awards Night and Athletic Sports Banquet. Here's a little bit of what tonight's program will include. We will begin the evening with the Distinguished Service Award, then award various scholarships. Following the scholarship presentations, we will recognize our academic accomplishments, including departmental honors and president and principal's list. Following academics, we will move into the world of athletics, where you will get to see your favorite coaches present top awards to this year's athletes. The night will conclude with the most prestigious honors of the year: Knights of the Round Table, Sister Martha Belke Servant Leader, Leader of the Year, and Montgomery Catholic's Ideal Graduate. Before we begin, there are a couple of people who cannot go unmentioned, and they help make this ceremony possible. Thank you to Daniel Harbin and Brittany Bradley for bringing this media event to life. While we certainly have gotten better and more experience at producing these virtual events, countless hours are spent preparing the technology to make it happen. Thank you to both of you. Next, thanks goes to our high school team, Elena Baranko and Miss Lynn Galvin. They worked to bring all the moving pieces together so I can really just show up and be the star that I was really born to be. Finally, a big thanks to Vicki Dixon and Jennifer Van Alst for organizing the scholarship application process. It is a beast to manage, and it was done seamlessly this year. So thank you to them as well. I'd like to kick off the program presenting the Charles T. Harbin Distinguished Service Award. For 12 years, Tammy Hayes has been a fixture in the halls of St. Bede, our middle school, and at our high school campuses. Last year, she became an alumni parent, but we are so grateful that we can still count on her as an avid supporter and generous spirit. The mother of 2 MCPS alumni, Tammy will tell you she was blessed to be able to give her time to our school and her parish, and how thankful she is that her husband, Paul, supported her in her volunteer roles. Over her tenure at Montgomery Catholic, she acted as PTC volunteer at every grade level, and then led the charge by acting as our high school PTC chair for 5 years. She was an active member of the Band Booster Club while her children attended school, which led to her again leading the charge and acting as vice president and then eventually president. Tammy was the go-to volunteer for teachers and administrators. She organized teacher lunches, Catholic Schools Week events, supported athletic and all major school events from Monte Carlo night to strategic planning and capital campaigns. She was always seen helping out at field day, on field trips, at band camp, completion mass, baccalaureate and graduations. She was a soccer team mom and a Lenten Day of Service chaperone. She organized successful fundraisers for both the PTC and the band and served on every committee that she was invited to. We cannot count the number of field trips that she went on or the miles she drove, but no, she traveled to Washington, D.C. more than once with our school, probably at least 4 times. And the Montgomery Catholic Band relied and still does rely on her for support and willingness to make our school the best that it can be. Tammy not only supported all things Montgomery Catholic, but she was very active in her parish, teaching religious education on Sundays for over 10 years, volunteering for Vacation Bible School, and supporting the youth group. As described by one of her nominees, Tammy is a fervent spectator, an eager volunteer with new ideas, and truly deserving of our gratitude. Congratulations, Tammy, and thank you. Tammy is unable to be with us this evening. This award was presented to her at our recent Monte Carlo event, but she did share a few words with us. I am honored to be the recipient of the Charlie Harbin Distinguished Service Award. Montgomery Catholic is such a wonderful family to be a part of. When my girls first started school there, I never thought that I would get so involved. There is just something about Catholic that makes you want to jump in and help. Before I knew it, I was chaperoning kids' field trips and various sporting events, and at the time I became known as Mama Hayes. I have had many fond memories being involved with PTC for several years, especially cooking hot dogs for school field days. I also enjoyed cooking in fellowship with other band parents during summer band camps. I can surely tell you that volunteering at Montgomery Catholic has blessed me with many friendships and memories along the way. And with that said, I would highly recommend it to any parent seeking to help. Thank you so much for this award. We will now continue the scholarship portion of our program, and I'd like to invite Mrs. Elena Barranca to the podium to present our scholarships.
Thank you, Miss Erin. Montgomery Catholic is blessed to have several endowed scholarships that support the mission of Catholic education. These scholarships are awarded to deserving, hardworking students. I'd like to welcome a familiar face back to the podium, Mrs. Ann Caesar. Miss Caesar was the president of Montgomery Catholic for 12 years. If I were to list her contributions to our school, we would be here for hours. When she announced her retirement last year, this scholarship was the best and only way to honor her and her love of Catholic education. Mrs. Caesar, the podium is yours again.
Good evening. I'd like to thank Montgomery Catholic, my friends, the MCPS community, and my family for establishing this scholarship upon my retirement last year. I'm going to be very honest with you. Retirement has been a huge adjustment, and I miss the school, I miss the families, and I especially miss the students more than I would have ever imagined. But this chapter has proven to be a blessing for me, and I look forward to all that God has in store for me and for my family. The selection committee for this scholarship was composed of 5 people: my 2 daughters, my daughter-in-law, and 2 friends. All applicants' names were redacted, so neither they nor I knew who they were. They were simply identified with a number. Each applicant was ranked on the following criteria: academics, church involvement, engagement of student and the family in school activities, because you know this school cannot operate without the engagement of our families. And then service. The winner of this scholarship for 2021 has a GPA of 4.23. Now the criteria is a C or above, but this this particular student has a 4.23. And he is actively involved in his church, both as a member of the youth group and an aide for Vacation Bible School. He has also helped to decorate his church for Christmas. I'll have to invite him to my house next year. He's a member of the soccer team and has been a member of the basketball, cross country, and track teams. You don't come to many functions here at Catholic and miss seeing one or both of his parents. They are always willing to lend a hand, either in the coaching arena, as a classroom volunteer, or subbing in the classroom. Service is ingrained into this student through the example of his family, as well as a love for this school. This year's ACE Award winner is Canon Bach. The committee was so impressed by another applicant, and they felt that this student should also be recognized for his scholarship, church involvement, engagement in the school, and church activities and service. This student is also quite smart with a GPA of 4.3 and is a member of the National Honor Society and Mu Alpha Theta. He is an active member of the youth group and has been a participant in soccer, football, and the tennis teams. He has been active in the Arrow of the Light Camp and has worked at the Humane Society, as well as aided many other local groups. You will find his parents helping with Hoops League, Booster Club, driving on field trips, and a myriad of other things here around Montgomery Catholic. Will Noel will receive $2,500 toward his tuition for 2021-2022. Congratulations, Will.
We will continue with the Norma Munganess Scholarship. I'd like to introduce Patty Munganess Smith.
Good evening. Yesterday was, of course, Mother's Day, and I have to tell you, it's really still kind of hard to walk by those Mother's Day cards on display, knowing I can't give one to my mom. She celebrates Mother's Day now in her eternal home in heaven, and I know she's watching and she's delighting in seeing students receive financial help in her memory. On behalf of my 7 brothers and my 6 sisters, that's right, there's 14 kids. So on behalf of the 14 children of Andy and Norma Munganess, I want to introduce you to my mother, our mother, Norma Rose Fahey Munganess, a remarkable lady and a person in whose memory we award 1 or more scholarships annually. Our mom, Norma Rose Fahey, was born on November 1st, 1925, and she was raised in East St. Louis. That's just across the river from the St. Louis, Missouri. She lived in Illinois on, well, let's just say it was the rough part of town. Mama's family really fell on hard times when she was only 15 years old. Her dad walked out suddenly, and her mom was left to raise 4 children on her own. Mom was blessed to have attended 12 years of Catholic parochial school. But you see, she wouldn't have been able to attend those last 2 years had her sister not stepped up, took on a job and earned $50 a year for 2 years so that my mother could complete St. Teresa Catholic High School for her 2 remaining years. This was the Depression, and $50 a year was a sizable sum. And I just think it's so fitting that Mom, through this scholarship in her memory, can pay forward the generosity that was shown to her. So let me continue with my story about my mom and my dad. They met on the Admiral. It's no longer in existence. It was a very popular excursion boat on the Mississippi River. And Mom and Dad both worked there. Mom worked in the popcorn stand, and as fate would have it, they met, and then they married in 1945. Mom went through her first pregnancy and the birth of her first child, Andy Jr., without Dad present, because Dad was overseas on a military assignment. And frankly, that became a rather regular pattern that repeated itself for years, because Dad's military assignments often took him out of town, and later his academic pursuits took him away from home for varying periods of time. So what's amazing to me is that our dad and Mom already had 14 children when my dad got his first degree, a bachelor's degree. The military gave him a sabbatical, and he went out of town and went to school, and like I said, got his first degree. What's amazing is he later added a master's degree in international affairs from George Washington University and an MBA from Auburn University. He made really good grades, and he made it really kind of hard for the rest of us to complain about, struggling in school, because if Dad could do it with 14 kids and working full time, we certainly ought to be able to do that. Mom was there to support Dad in obtaining those college degrees. And the way I see it, they both earned a doctorate degree in the School of Hard Knocks. I think their thesis was on trying to figure out how to make ends meet with one income, 14 kids to clothe, and an equal number of mouths to feed. I think it's fair to say that my mom and dad valued a Catholic education, and they truly sacrificed to be able to send their children to Catholic school for all or part of their education. Mom was 21 when she gave birth to her first child. She may have been clueless about how to raise children with her first child, but she quickly went from a first-time parent to a mom of a small army, as the children came in rapid succession. She had 14 children in 19 years, to be precise. Now, I want you to stop and think about that for just a moment. Think about the magnitude of the responsibility of raising 14 children on a modest military salary that didn't initially even pay for the expenses of childbirth. So Mom and Dad were not only struggling to pay their day-to-day bills, they also had to save for the next hospital bill that would be due at the birth of their next child. So with Dad at work and out of the home with his academic pursuits and military assignments, I have to tell you, it begs the question, just how did my mom do that? Well, Mom was a mere 98 pounds when she and Dad married, and she remained a petite lady even though she birthed 14 children. She was the ultimate multitasker. She lived like she believed cleanliness was next to godliness. She was forever in motion, doing all that needed to be done in a household with 16 kids. 16 people, 14 children. Mom was the first to get up in the morning. She was the last to go to bed. She was a master chef at being able to figure out how to make a casserole with just a shred of meat. She was our in-house barber and hairdresser, and she was our EMT. I'm certain the military doctors knew her on a first-name basis. There was one day my mom actually made 3 separate trips to the medical clinic on base to receive care for 3 different children. St. Francis of Assisi is credited with this quote: "Preach the gospel. When necessary, use words." That's a very appropriate description of our precious mother, Norma Rose. Mom lived her life, I often say, her very ordinary life, in an extraordinary way. Her life was remarkable because she lived out the gospel in the mundane, demanding, and hurried life that she was given. And God gifted our mother with the grace to handle the many mundane tasks that defined her day. God gifted our mother with the grace to navigate the unexpected. And there are always unexpected moments when you're raising 14 kids. God gave Mom grace for peace over anxiety and grace to forgive. One time I asked my Mom, how did you worry about all of us kids? And she said, oh, I couldn't worry about all of you at one time. She said, some of y'all needed more worrying than others. On Mom's 80th and 89th birthday, we held a candlelight service in which each of us 14 children spoke of those qualities that we so loved about our mother. We talked about what a great sense of humor she had. We talked about her perseverance, her energy level, her work ethic, her integrity, her humility, and her ability to forgive. We talked about how Mom guided us with unconditional love and believed in us and encouraged us to reach our greatest potential, especially in the trials of our lives. At those candlelight services, we spoke of Mom's faith and how her example impacted others. Mom quietly prayed for her family. She could often be seen with her head bowed, saying a rosary or reciting the Divine Mercy. Mom prayed without ceasing for priests, seminarians, and the unborn. She prayed for this country. She prayed for the military, especially the troops overseas. We know this because we witnessed her discipline in carrying with her wherever she went copies of favorite prayers for those causes, and we witnessed her rosary beads on her nightstand, underneath her pillow, and in her hands as she fell asleep. Mom was diagnosed with an aggressive and terminal brain tumor in 2014. So we decided to surprise our mom at her 89th birthday in November 2014 with plans to establish a scholarship in her name. God blessed us with 11 months after Mom was diagnosed, and she herself then was able to select the criteria for award of the scholarship. Obviously, she was concerned about academics and service, Christian living, but she really was interested as well in financial need because Mom knew full well the sacrifices she and Dad had made to send her children to school and the sacrifice her sister had made to send her to Catholic school. This is the lady for whom we award scholarships tonight. This year, the Norma Munganast Scholarship is awarding a total of $14,000 to 5 students. We are delighted to announce the following scholarship awards. Isabella Shin, $4,000. Alexander Austin, $3,000. Benjamin Scott Blankus, $3,000. John Scott Jackson, $2,000. And Monica Wynn, $2,000. We are delighted on behalf of my mother's memory and from our family to recognize these students.
Thank you, Patty. I'd like to welcome Scott Skanecki to present the Carol Skanecki Clark Endowed Scholarship.
Thank you. Every year when I come here, it's a little difficult for me, and this year I promise it's not going to be that difficult because I come here full of great joy. Yesterday was Mother's Day, and my own mother passed away this year, and I realized that 2 of the 3 most influential women in my life were no longer with me, my sister and my mother. But it's like they're with me every day. Many people here, or people are watching, knew my sister, and I wanted to talk about what she was or how she was, or more importantly, how she'd want to be remembered, because this scholarship is representative of who she was and what she thought life should be about. First and foremost, she was a mother. She trusted the education of her two sons to this institution, both who are alumni from Montgomery Catholic, both went on to graduate from Auburn University. Both of those boys are fine young men. I know Ann was here earlier. I think there were some times when they were here that maybe they didn't think they were going to turn out to be fine young men, but they overcame that. And a part of that was because of the education they got here, both academically and religiously. Carol supported this school with a fervor. There are a couple rooms with her name on it. Pice was very important to her. And it's funny how they talked about my sister being on a committee called Pice. I never knew Carol to be on a committee that she wasn't in charge of. People just did what she said when she said it. And I'm pretty sure that's how the Pice committee worked, because that's how our family worked. She was sandwiched between three brothers, but as my daughter once described her in a paper after she passed away, she said her Aunt Carol was like the Incredible Hulk, only in a 5'4" body. Carol was a driven individual, both academically and with her family. I can say this in all honesty. From the minute she found out she was pregnant with Joey, every decision she made in her adult life after that was based on what was best for her children, for Joey and Will. She also made a lot of decisions based on what was best for our family, especially my parents as they were growing older. She was always there for all of us, and she was always there for all of her friends. As this year has gone back, especially with where we've been in the world with COVID, my sister was a registered nurse, and a very good nurse. I just think of what she would have done in this year with the need for nursing being so important in this country right now, the number of people that she would have helped. To this day, all these years later, when people hear my last name, I'm either Father Bill's brother, Annie's daddy, or Kim's husband, or Carol's brother. People still come to me and tell me stories about what an incredible nurse she was, and how kind she was, and how well she did her job, and how she made their kids happy when she gave them shots, or how she was kind of hard on somebody who was a stubborn patient, but they took their medicine after they talked to Nurse Clark. Carol is with me every day, and she was an incredible woman and a vital part of our family. But when I thought I would be very sad yesterday, I wasn't really sad at all. I sat and lived in the memories of being 7 years old or 6 years old when my father was coming from R&R from Vietnam, and Carol decided to cut my hair because it was touching my ears. Well, she clipped a little bit of my ear off by mistake, and I'm gushing all over the place. She's 8 or 9, but somehow she knew to stick my head in cold water, got it to stop bleeding, and then put like duct tape or masking tape on it. I mean, we couldn't find a Band-Aid. But even at 9 years old, she was just the boss. My wife and I, we recently moved to Auburn and have a new home, and more than once we've said we kind of wish Carol was here to help us with that, because she loved to do those type of things for people. She was an incredible host and threw incredible parties because she just liked to make people happy. I was very impressed with the things that were written this year. We had a lot of very good candidates, and I hope that y'all will realize that this scholarship is given with a tremendous amount of love and a tremendous amount of pride. And it's given here because this place mattered to Carol, and she would be very glad that we were forwarding the education of young men and young women and giving them an opportunity to do what she wanted for her own children. You know, when we were young, if I ever wanted to really make my sister mad, I would call her perfect, because she was, even though she wasn't. She hated that. But it took me to the later on in life, almost to when she was sick, to realize it wasn't about being perfect. It was about doing the best you could. If you took God-given talents and used them to the best of your ability, whatever that ability was, that's all she ever wanted for her family, for her sons, and from herself. So I hope maybe I've given you a little bit of a picture of who my sister was and who she is, because she's still with us every day. I miss her each day, but as we get further from her passing, those memories are not sad anymore. They're fond. We laugh, we can tell stories, and that's healing in God's time, and I think she'd be very happy with that for us. But I didn't put my glasses on, which is always my mistake. The winner of the Carol Schenectady Clark Scholarship for this year is Will No.
Thank you so much, Scott. I'll be presenting the rest of the scholarships this evening, and so we're going to go next with the J.J. Bednar's Senior Memorial Scholarship. The next few scholarships won't have families who represent them, and so the J.J. Bednard Scholarship is awarded to Alex Austin. The class of 2009 Justin Martin Scholarship is awarded to Ethan Benz. The class of 2008 Caitlin Marianne Wiggins Scholarship is awarded to Auburn Wilcoxon. The Fry Arbin Ortega Memorial Scholarship seeks to honor Mr. Bernard Fry, Coach Joe Arbin, and Miss Alice Ortega, teachers who have given over 100 years of combined service to Montgomery Catholic. I can honestly say they taught my dad, and then when I showed up they taught me. They were a little surprised that we were related, but also very neat that they taught multiple families, a few generations of multiple families in their 100 years. In their name, a scholarship is awarded to rising seniors. Originally established through the generous benefactor, Mr. Sparky Adams, class of 1992, it continues to be augmented by gifts from the alumni. This year's recipient is Maynard Marlowe. The Anna and Harold Page Memorial Scholarship is presented to Xavion Jackson. The Page Scholarship is a full tuition scholarship for next year. The Helen Faircloth and Charles C.J. Gross Endowed Scholarship is awarded to Alex Austin. And John Scott Jackson. And Brennan Benz. Sorry, families. Thank you to all of these generous families and individuals and community partners who have given scholarships in recognition to Montgomery Catholic. We are grateful for your support and very proud of our students. We will now start the academic awards portion of the program. I'd like to welcome Miss Eileen Aaron, principal of the middle and high school campuses, to the podium.
Thank you, Mrs. Baranco. We will continue our program with our Departmental Recognition Awards. Each discipline at Montgomery Catholic has the opportunity to recognize outstanding students at each grade level. These students work hard throughout the year and have impressed their teachers. To begin, Mr. Rick Aaron will present the Mathematics Department Awards.
Thank you, Mrs. Aaron. Math's never easy for anybody. It's kind of like stepping in a weight room with Coach Jay. Even no matter what kind of shape you think you're in, you're always in for a ride. But there are several individuals who, no matter how their efforts, make it look easy. Grade 9, 9th grade, Cooper Davis and Lily Kalum. Grade 10, Michael Algarin and Essa Jenkaiko. 11th grade, Will Knoll, Zach Iser. And 12th grade, Daniel Gotcha and Mary Carley. Congratulations to these students, and then please welcome Miss Elizabeth Harbin to present the Science Department Awards.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron. The Science Department chose this year's students based on their overall GPA, their dedication to the material, and their willingness to support their classmates. I'm honored to recognize a student from each grade. For 9th grade, Yaley Dixon and Wilson Samuels. For 10th grade, Essa Genkaiko and Brennan Benz. For 11th grade, Christopher Latham and Emily Holston. And for 12th grade, Mary Carley and Harrison Scala. We are very proud of you. Now Hollis Johnson will present the History Department Award.
Thank you, Ms. Harbin. The Social Studies Award goes to the students that don't necessarily have the highest average, but have a genuine interest in the subject matter. The 9th grade winner is Aiden Bloom. The 10th grade winner is Essa Gankaiko. 11th grade is Emily Holston. And 12th grade is Miles Jordan. Congratulations. Tom Riella will now present the Theology.
Thank you very much, Coach Johnson. And I am honored to represent our wonderful theology faculty department. And we acknowledge these wonderful students. Theology is the bow that wraps everything that we do here at Montgomery Catholic. It is the middle name of our school, and it is such an honor to be able to present these awards. For 9th grade, we honor Cooper Davis. For 10th grade, we honor Kaylee Holmes. For 11th grade, we honor Anaya Lowry. And I just want to say, we all rejoice over the fact at the vigil when Anaya came into the full communion with the Catholic Church this past Easter. And for 12th grade, we honor Matthew Barranco. We now welcome Mrs. Kerry Moore from the English department.
Thank you, Mr. Riello. The English department recognizes the following students for a myriad of contributions to their classes and to their own study of literature and writing. Students receiving this award have gone beyond what is asked of them on assignments, giving their best each time. They come to class prepared and participate in, often sparking discussions, acknowledging the contributions of their classmates while they respectfully collaborate or disagree. They have demonstrated a desire to plumb the depths of literature, reading not just for class, but for pleasure. Some have an innate talent for writing, some do not, but they all work diligently, not satisfied with where they are, but strive to advance their skills. They are a pleasure to teach in class and a joy to watch grow in life. Congratulations to these English Department Award recipients. For 9th grade, Ian Marcel and Cooper Davis. For 10th grade, Maggie Stewart and Evie Bosco. For 11th grade, Zach Iser and Auburn Wilcoxon. And for 12th grade, Angela Gear and Camille Morgan. And right now, I'd like to welcome Profe Fatima Fuan Mayor to the podium, and we will present the Foreign Language Departmental Awards for Latin, Spanish, and French. Beata sum pronunciare premium partis Latinae, discipulae quae hoc premio admittunt optimae amicae sunt, conjunctum earum communes discipulos discipulasque adjuvant, et sunt semper praesto cum ioco hortatione aut delicia. So I am happy to announce the award for Latin class. These students who are receiving this award are best friends. Together, they help their fellow students, and they're always ready with a joke, encouragement, or some fun. They ask helpful questions, volunteer to answer, and are usually correct, and have achieved strong grades in this challenging class. Congratulations, Kaylee Holmes and Josie Smith.
Buenas noches. En español quisiera hacer un reconocimiento especial por su trabajo y dedicación y por su amor al español a Zach Kaiser. Felicitaciones, Zach. You understood it, right? Et en français, je voudrais faire reconnaissance pour son travail en classe, son comportement et son attitude à Jacob Talbot. Bravo, Jacob. And now Ms. Alexander will present the Art Department Award.
Thank you, Profe and Magistra. I am honored to recognize this student for her hard work, commitment, and creativity in art this year. Emily Riggles. Way to go. Now Alex Johnson will present the Band Departmental Award.
Good evening. I'm honored to recognize our award winner for Most Outstanding from the MCPS Band Program. This student has been not only an accelerated musician within our program for 8 years, but is also a leader and a role model for her peers. In addition to learning 2 different instruments and being selected multiple years as an all-state band member, she has served in multiple officer positions within our band program, including section leader and this year as the drum major of the Marching Knights. This award goes to Angela Gear. Now please welcome back Miss Alexander for our final departmental awards as she presents for Miss Berry.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I'm honored to present the Drama and Chorus Awards for Mrs. Berry, for Drama, Kaylee Holmes, and for Chorus, Maynard Marlowe. She is so proud of you both. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Aaron back to the podium to continue with the academic awards.
Thank you, Mrs. Alexander. Now I'll present awards for the most outstanding student in each grade. This is the student who has the highest cumulative GPA in their grade. For our freshmen, that means only the fall semester. Surprisingly, there are more than 5 students. Actually, there are more than 10 students in the freshman class with this honor. In total, there are 16. Yes, 16 students who are tied for the highest GPA right now in the freshman class. They are Mally Barenko, Aiden Bloom, Bernard Bird, Lily Collum, Hunter Daly, Cooper Davis, Dalton DeRamus, Yaley Dixon, Josh Hildebrand, Nate Iser, John Scott Jackson, Maurizio Lorente Tapia, Grace Owens, Ryan Parker, Henry Scala, and Hannah Taff. Congratulations. Our most outstanding sophomore in this class, we have seen is 7 students tied for the highest GPA. And those students are Michael Algarin, Cannon Bach, Hannah McCormick Chitlick, Essa Keiko, Kaylee Holmes, Audrey Trant, and Laura Thomas Javanya. The most outstanding student, again with the highest cumulative GPA in the junior class, is Christopher Lathram. And finally, the most outstanding seniors are Daniel Gotcha and Harrison Scala. Congratulations to all our most outstanding students. We're proud of you. Now we will announce the president and principals list. We will honor students who have achieved a GPA of 3.8 or higher in the spring of 2019 or the fall 2019 semesters. These lists are based on semester GPAs, not cumulative GPAs. If a student earned the award both semesters, they will be called once for the higher honor. I'm excited to announce these high-achieving students. For a student to make the president's list, he or she must have achieved a 4.0 or better in the spring 2019 or fall 2019 semesters. These freshmen are Mally Barenko, Aiden Bloom, Jayla Bew, Bernard Bird, Lily Collum, Hunter Daly, Cooper Davis, Dalton DeRamos, Yaley Dixon, Josh Hildebrand, Ben Wynn, Monica Wynn, Grace Owens, Ryan Parker, Catherine Reardon, Hannah Traff, Stephen Underwood, and I forgot one, Maurizio, Angel Maurizio Lorente Tapia, I believe. Our sophomores are Michael Algren, Cannon Bach, Max Barenko, Will Belsterling, Nate Berg, Brennan Benz, Evie Bosco, Nicholas Calandra, Hannah McCormick Chitlick, Kylie Everidge, Matthew Galvin, Michael Galvin, Ainsley Harrison, Kaylee Holmes, Hunter Hodges, Harrison Howe, Lucy Miller, Jackson Rothstein, Josie Smith, Audrey Trant, Alana Wilkinson, and Laura Thomas Javanya. Our juniors are Catherine Aaron, Wesley Clark, Cecilia Crawford, Samantha Day, Lauren Ford, Eilish Gilbert, Carissa Gilbert, Angelise Gonzalez Ansaldi, Mallory Hildebrand, Emily Holston, Zach Iser, Lane Jordan, Shannon Keeley, Christopher Latham, Anaya Lowry, Maynard Marlowe, Ella Newell, Will Knoll, Julian Farms, Matthew Reardon, Sam Rogers, Sean Spotsler, Jake Talbot, Maggie Turner, Alex Weiser, Auburn Wilcoxon, and Hart Yost. And now for our seniors. Gracie Barenko, Matthew Barenko, Allie Berg, Jasmine Blakeney, Mary Carley, Maria Cervantes, Mitchell Dogan, Carlos De Jesus, Devin DeRamus, Aiden Cochran, Marcus Dees, Maya Ellington, Daniel Gotcha, Emma Garrison, Angela Gear, Inez Gonzalez Anzaldi, Maya Gore, Cecilia Hoffpower, Miles Jordan, Camille Morgan, Molly Naclay, John Nemai, Sophie Parker, Ellie Poole, Emily Riggles, Rachel Rodriguez, Ikra Sahid, James Saliba, Piper Schneider, Harrison Scala, Valerie Waite, and Casey Williams. I'd like to congratulate all of these dedicated students, and Ms. Barenko will now present the principals list.
Thank you, Mrs. Aaron. Isn't that an impressive group? All of those students have above a 4.0. The principals list is also equally as impressive. In order to make the principals list, a student must have earned at least a 3.8 GPA in one or both of the previous semesters. So sophomores are Brennan Benz, Nicholas Calandra, Michael Galvin, Ansley Harrison, and Amy Trelaw. Juniors are James Bender, Eilish Gilbert, Gibby Sierra, and Maggie Turner. And seniors are Gracie Barenko, Matthew Barenko, Mackenzie Norton, Ikra Sayesh, and Piper Schneider. Congratulations. Coach Arbin was a beloved teacher at Montgomery Catholic for over 40 years. He had a strong sense of belief in attendance. So it is only appropriate that our Perfect Attendances Award is named in his honor. This year, the Joe Arbin Perfect Attendance Award is presented to Maya Ellington, Molly Nicklay, and Will Knoll. Congratulations. You make us and Coach Arbin very proud. The last honor of Academic Awards Night is presented to Harrison Scala. Earlier this year, he was named a National Merit Finalist. This honor is bestowed only on the top 1% of high school students in the entire country. He is Montgomery Catholic's third National Merit Finalist in the last 4 years. We couldn't let our awards night go without saying congratulations to Harrison one more time. This concludes the academic awards portion of tonight. For those of you wondering about the Leader of the Year, the Sister Martha Belke Servant Leader Award, and the Ideal Montgomery Catholic Graduate, we'll be awarding those at the end of the evening. So now we'll move on to athletic awards. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Aaron. Hold on. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Aaron because athletic director Daniel Veras is unable to attend tonight. He is with our golfers at the state tournament in Mobile. So, Miss Aaron.
Thank you, Mrs. Baranco. Tonight we will honor our varsity sports athletes. Each coach will announce the award winners for their sport. We will start with varsity cheer and Coach Sarah Berg.
Thank you, Mrs. Aaron. The 2020-2021 cheer season was record-breaking. The girls started in July and then cheered varsity football to the state championship, then varsity basketball to a state championship. It was my honor to coach this amazing group of 12 young women. The Coach's Award goes to Taylor Tunstall, and the rest of the awards were voted by the team. Sportsmanship Award goes to Maggie Stewart. The Spirit Award to Sophie Parker. The Leadership Award goes to Allison Berg. And our MVP is Jessica Hankins. Congratulations, girls. Next up is varsity football coach Kirk Johnson.
Good evening. Good evening. While I'm excited to give this award, I cannot take all the recognition. Of course, Coach Aubrey Blackwell, who was here this year, played a huge role in helping pick these guys for each of these awards. So want to make sure I give him a shout out. Extremely excited for the season we had this year. It was an honor to be a part of it. Probably the best season in Catholic history. But I want to recognize each of these individuals. The Coach's Award goes to Dean Johnson. The Father Pat Sportsmanship goes to Spencer Bach and DJ Carter. The Joe Fields Leadership goes to Marcus Dees. And then the MVP of our probably the best season in Catholic history goes to Miles Butler. Very honored and blessed to have known these young men. Excited, go Knights, and here comes Coach Dubs.
All right, thank you, Coach Johnson. I'm honored to be able to recognize the following student athletes for their contributions to the Catholic volleyball program. Coach's Award goes to Alexis Mishot. Sportsmanship goes to Chloe Walden. Joe Fields Leadership Award, Nona Johnson. And the MVP, Riley Taylor. Congratulations. Next up, varsity cross country coach, Hollis Johnson.
All right, thank you, Coach. I do want to say that cross country this year was the only sport that was actually participating up in 5A, and the boys finished third in 5A this year. The awards, the Coaches Award goes to Henry Scala. The Father Pat Delahanty Sportsmanship Award goes to Harrison Scala. The Joe Fields Leadership Award goes to Hollis Johnson. And the MVP this year is Sam Leslie. Now for the girls, the Coaches Award goes to Ellis O'Connor. The Father Pat Delahanty Sportsmanship Award goes to Ellie Poole. The Joe Fields Leadership Award goes to Maggie Turner. And the MVP this year is Catherine Aaron. It was a very great season. It was fun coaching these young men and ladies this year. Now I'd like to welcome Coach Hunter. He's not here? No, okay. Ms. Eileen Eric.
I know I don't look like Coach Hunter, so some of our coaches couldn't make it this evening. So for the Coaches Award, I'm representing wrestling. The Coaches Award is James Ingalls. The Father Pat Delahanty Sportsmanship Award is Joey Rodriguez. The Joe Fields Leadership is Titus Franklin. And the MVP was Maverick Friday. I will also be filling in for Coach Mike Curry for boys basketball. For those awards, the Coaches Award goes to Jalen Thomas. The Sportsmanship Award is Isaiah Kendall. The Joe Fields Leadership goes to Miles Butler. And the MVP is DJ Jamerson. And now I'd like to welcome Coach Toole to represent basketball.
All right, I'm presenting for Coach Clark for basketball. The Coaches Award goes to Chloe Walden. The Sportsmanship Award goes to Jemiah Henderson and Mary Carley. The Leadership goes to Alana Aiken and MVP Nona Johnson.
I'm back. This one's for the indoor boys, indoor track boys. The Coaches Award goes to Mitchell Dogan. The Father Pat Delahanty Sportsmanship Award goes to EJ Babies. The Joe Fields Leadership Award goes to Hollis Johnson. And the MVP this year is Jeremiah Cobb. Now for the girls. The Coaches Award this year goes to Maggie Turner. The Father Pat Delahanty Sportsmanship Award goes to Samantha Day. The Joe Fields Leadership Award goes to Catherine Aaron. And the MVP this year is Ann Cobb.
All right, now I'm doing softball. The Coaches Award goes to Hannah Parrish. Sportsmanship goes to Chloe Walden and Nona Johnson. Leadership goes to Mackenzie Norton, and MVP goes to Alana Aiken. And apparently I'm doing golf too. The Coaches Award goes to Adam McClellan, and Leadership goes to Grant Smith.
Boys varsity baseball. Our Coaches Award this year goes to Austin Cleghorn. Sportsmanship, Spencer Bott. Leadership Award will go to Dean Johnson. MVP, Dean Johnson.
All right. Now for tennis. All right. For the girls' tennis program, who finished the season ranked 4th in the state, Coaches Award this year goes to 2 students, Emma Garrison and Ellie Poole. The Sportsmanship Award goes to Maria Schwartz. Joe Fields Leadership, Rachel Rodriguez. And the MVP, Grayson Howell. Congrats. Right. Next up are boys who finished the season ranked 3rd in the state. Coaches Award goes to Peter Walski. Sportsmanship, Matthew Baranko. Joe Fields Leadership goes to state champion Cooper Davis. And MVP, yet again, state champion Cooper Davis. Congratulations.
So I'm back for girls soccer. The Coaches Award in girls soccer is Rowan Nokes. The Sportsmanship Award goes to Maya Gore. The Joe Fields Leadership is Hart Yost. And the MVP is Olivia Selka. And next is boys soccer coach Wolf Koch.
Thanks, Ms. Aaron. I'm extremely honored to recognize the following student athletes for their accomplishments while helping the team to a 16-3-2 overall record and being ranked in the top 5 all season long. Coaches Award goes to Matt Russo. The Father Pat Delahanty Sportsmanship Award goes to Gibby Soraya. The Joe Fields Leadership Award goes to Isaac Dahlhart. And the MVP goes to Zach Iser. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Koch. One thing I forgot to mention about the indoor track boys, they were a state runner-up in 1A through 3A. And in outdoor track, the boys were the 3A state champions this year. So I want to congratulate them on all their hard work. But for the awards this year, the Coaches Award goes to Sean Sponsor. Oh, girls, my bad, back up. Girls, the Girls Award. The Coaches Award goes to Taylor Tunstall. The Father Pat Delahanty Sportsmanship Award goes to Catherine Aaron. The Joe Fields Leadership Award goes to Ann Cobb. And the MVP this year for the girls was Ann Cobb. Now for the boys. The Coaches Award goes to Sean Sponsor. The Father Pat Delahanty Sportsmanship Award goes to Sam Leslie. The Joe Fields Leadership Award goes to Hollis Johnson. And the MVP for the boys' outdoor season was, or is, Jeremiah Cobb. Thank you for all the hard work this year. And thanks for everyone and for the great season.
Thank you, coaches, and congratulations to all of our winners across the board. The highlight of our sports year is the naming of the Knights of the Round Table. This award is presented to the most outstanding, well-rounded male and female senior athletes. It is my privilege on behalf of Montgomery Catholic Preparatory School to announce the top 3 female and top 3 male nominees for this year's Knights of the Round Table. When I call your name, please come forward. The 2020-2021 Knights of the Round Table nominees are, for the females, Alana Aiken, Nona Johnson, and Mackenzie Norton. The top 3 male nominees are Spencer Bach, Miles Butler, and Marcus Dees. You just come step up here. The award criteria is based primarily on leadership and athletic accomplishment, as well as having participated on at least 2 Montgomery Catholic sports teams during their senior year. Coaches of each sport were given an opportunity to nominate one senior from their team for this prestigious honor. And now we will recognize this year's female Knights of the Round Table winner. The 2021 female Knights of the Round Table winner is Miss Nona Johnson. And the 2021 Knights of the Round Table winner for the males is Mr. Marcus Dees II. At this time, we will recognize our Leader of the Year. This year, 10 seniors were selected from our current student body by a vote of their peers and faculty. These top leaders submitted a resume, an essay, and participated in a leadership interview with the selection committee. These names will be no surprise to anyone at Montgomery Catholic. As I call your name, please come forward. Spencer Bach, Matthew Barenko, Allie Berg, keep coming forward, please. Gracie Barenko, you have to come up here into the screen. Okay. Mary Carley, Marcus Dees II, Angela Gear, Inez Gonzalez Ansari, Hollis Johnson V, and John Nemai. The interviews this year were exceptional. The only downside to such talent is that the task for the selection committee becomes much more difficult. At this time, I am proud to recognize the one student who rose to the top. This year's recipient is no stranger to leadership, the Spotlight, or Montgomery Catholic. In their leadership essay this year, the winner stated, "I strive to lead by example. Leadership can be found in the smallest of actions. Montgomery Catholic has been made better by this person's small actions, positive attitude, service, commitment to school, and willingness to make our community better. Leading during a global pandemic creates challenges, but what is so impressive is how intentional this year's winner is about getting it right." They stated, "At first, I shied away from the idea of being a leader via Zoom, but I knew that would be hypocritical to avoid the hurdle instead of face it. This person truly leaned into virtual leadership in the last year. This year's Leader of the Year is a member of the National Honor Society, Youth in Government, and SGA. This person was a judge in Youth in Government and the chairperson for the Man of the Year committee. This person has donated countless hours of service to MCPS, the Montgomery YMCA, Dream Court, and the Cope Pregnancy Center. It is my absolute pleasure to recognize this year's Leader of the Year, Miss Anna Grace Baranko. Gracie, our school is a better place because of you, because you've been a part of it, and we're grateful for the leadership you have provided over the years, and we look forward to watching you in the years to come. The Sister Martha Belke Servant Leader Award recognizes a student who is exactly that, a servant leader. Often the greatest servant leaders among us are not on the podium, on the microphone, or in front of a group. These leaders serve from the front lines and behind the scenes. Tonight's recipient is the perfect example of serving from behind the scenes. Whether it is dutifully putting up and taking down the flag or placing others before themselves, this student is constantly serving. They stated, "COVID has not stopped me from being who I am, a leader and a person of service. What COVID did provide were opportunities to serve even more." This student showed up early for activities to help set up and disinfect, and did it with a smile on their face. As a school, we can always count on this person to be the first to volunteer to help and the last to be sure the job is done completely. At the end of this person's essay, they stated, "COVID brought many amazing ways to show our leadership and expand our morals inside and outside of our school." That statement sums up the attitude and personality of our 2021 Sister Martha Belke Servant Leader Award. Congratulations to Mr. Matthew Robert Baranko. Thank you, Matthew, for all that you've done to make Montgomery Catholic a better place. After 148 years of service to our community, Montgomery Catholic thanks you for carrying on the tradition of excellence started by the Sisters of Loretto. Now I'm going to turn the podium over to Mrs. Baranko for our last presentation.
Thank you, Miss Erin. And for the final recognition of the evening, the Montgomery Catholic Ideal Graduate. It is challenging to select a student who best exemplifies all of the positive traits of Montgomery Catholic Preparatory School. One that is truly a person of faith, virtue, and wisdom. The student is humble. He or she is never one to call attention to his or herself and is probably slightly embarrassed about me reading their accomplishments. This person is a member of the National Honor Society, the SGA, the Key Club, the Pro-Life Club, and athletic teams. You may have seen this person volunteering at various functions at the school and parish levels, as well as all around the city. They are a self-starter, a critical thinker, and very dependable. This student has a strong, personal, mature faith life. They have taught religious education to young children for the past 3 years. They stated, "I realized I have a passion for teaching when I became fulfilled in getting kids excited about discovering Jesus." They've developed lesson plans, create hands-on activities, and find new creative ways to get kids excited about the Catholic faith. This person said, "This seemingly ruinous effect of the pandemic allowed my confidence to blossom through my newfound independence, and it has enabled new opportunities to thrive as a leader." Montgomery Catholic is a better school because this person has been a part of it. That is why I'm pleased to announce that Montgomery Catholic's ideal graduate for the 2021 is Miss Mary Catherine Carley. Mary, you quickly became a part of the Montgomery Catholic family. We're incredibly proud of who you are and how you represent yourself, your family, and our faith. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of tonight's winners. Over the past couple of years, we've gotten used to seeing the hashtag Built by Catholic. I hope that after tonight, each of you can see that you are truly building blocks of what make us the outstanding institution that we are today. We are proud of our new facilities, which really are built by Catholic, but more importantly, we are proud of the people that make us uniquely Catholic, and those people are you. On behalf of Montgomery Catholic, good night and go Knights.